The psychological power of saying nothing. We've all been there. That awkward pause in a conversation. The air gets thick, and every instinct in your body starts screaming, "Say something, anything." Most people rush to fill that void with nervous chatter, which only reveals their discomfort and weakens their position. But what if the most powerful, confident, and influential thing you can do in that moment is to say absolutely nothing? What if that silence you're so afraid of is actually your greatest secret weapon? In a world full of noise, the person who masters silence masters the room. Stick with me, and I'll show you exactly how. We're taught that to be heard, you have to speak up. That to be influential, you have to be the one talking. But that's a misunderstanding of what true power is. The loudest person in the room is often just the most insecure. True strength doesn't need to announce itself. It's felt. The reality is most people are terrified of silence. It makes them uncomfortable, anxious, and desperate to fill the space. When you learn to become comfortable in that space, you don't just appear calmer. You gain a significant psychological advantage. Today, we're breaking down the science-backed benefits of strategic silence and how you can use it to become more confident, respected, and influential. The first power of silence is that it forces you to truly listen. When you're not busy planning your next sentence, you can absorb what's actually being said. You notice the hesitations, the shifts in tone, and the nonverbal cues that reveal what people are really thinking and feeling. This kind of active listening is the foundation of influence. Psychological studies consistently show that deeper connections are formed not by talking more, but by listening intently. When people feel genuinely heard and understood, they develop trust and rapport with you. By speaking less, you give others the space to share their true motivations, which gives you all the information you need to communicate effectively. When you know what someone really wants, you know how to connect with them. Nervousness has a voice, and it's usually chattering away, filling every possible pause. When you feel anxious or pressured, the impulse is to talk more, to over-explain, to seek validation. Choosing silence breaks this cycle. Taking a deliberate pause before you respond allows you to manage your own knee-jerk reactions. It gives you a moment to breathe, collect your thoughts, and regulate your emotions. This calm and composed presence is magnetic. People are naturally drawn to and respect individuals who seem unflappable and in control. Your silence communicates that you aren't rattled by the situation, which in turn makes others see you as more confident and authoritative. In a negotiation or a tense discussion, the person who is most comfortable with the silence is the one who holds the power. Have you ever noticed how when a typically quiet person speaks, everyone in the room turns to listen? That's the power of scarcity. When you speak less, your words automatically gain more weight and significance. If you're constantly talking, people eventually start to tune you out. But when you are selective with your contributions, it signals that what you have to say is important and well considered. It's like Robert Greene wrote in The 48 Laws of Power. Powerful people impress and intimidate by saying less. Your rarity creates value. By mastering silence, you ensure that when you finally do speak, your words land with maximum impact, commanding attention and respect. Let me know in the comments. Do you find yourself talking more when you're nervous? I'm curious to hear your experiences. In most conversations, people are just waiting for their turn to talk. By choosing to remain silent, you flip that dynamic on its head. You create a space that encourages the other person to think for themselves and elaborate on their points. Giving someone your full silent attention can be more empowering than any words of encouragement. When people feel you are listening to them without judgment or interruption, they feel respected. That feeling is then reflected back onto you. Silence can also be a powerful tool for expressing disagreement without being confrontational. Sometimes, a lack of response sends a stronger message than a heated argument. It says, "I don't agree with that," without escalating the conflict, which protects your peace and forces the other person to reflect on their own words. Ultimately, the psychological power of saying nothing isn't about being passive or withdrawn. It's a deliberate, active strategy. It's the quiet confidence that comes from knowing you don't need to fill every moment with noise to prove your worth. By speaking less, you listen more deeply. You appear calmer and more in control. You make your words more impactful, and you gain the respect of those around you. Silence isn't empty space. It's a canvas where you can paint a picture of confidence, authority, and influence. The world will always be noisy. Your power lies in knowing when to be still. If this video helped you see the power in quiet confidence, give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to click the bell so you don't miss our next video on how to build unshakable self-respect. Thanks for watching.